You and Mario make quite a pair. I don't know why that was in all caps, especially when you're battling the common enemy Bowser. Seems Bowser's sneaky Koopas have been throughout time stealing objects belonging to famous people who, without these valuable objects, wouldn't have been able to help and inspire mankind's. But Mario was onto Bowser and his crew. He's persuaded the greatest minds in the world to build him a time machine so that you and he can go anywhere in the world during and century in order to find those precious objects and return them to their rightful owners. You'll visit Cleopatra in the Alexandria of 48 BC. She's waiting for a pizza. Plato in the Athens of 369 BC, and even Thomas Edison in New Jersey in 1879. So, get ready for an incredible, easy-to-take adventure. You know, time travel. Super easy. Not only will you help the human race, but you'll meet the most famous people who ever lived. And you'll travel all over the globe and back into history. What a trip! Grab your backpack for the learning adventure of your life. It's Mario's Time Machine from Software Toolworks and Mindscape, released in 1993. It's another one of them edutainment blah 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 games, also originally released for DOS, and then the NES, and then the SNES. So this wasn't even a Nintendo game, it was just a Mario game. Mixed to negative reviews, believe it or not, holding an aggregate of 60.25 based on 2 reviews at Game Rankings. Its use as an educational title has been mixed, and it's been compared to another educational history game, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. It has a side-scrolling perspective with a game engine that varies across all 3 versions. We control Mario using a point-and-click interface, the interface in the DOS version. Console versions, we have platforming-based controls like in Super Mario World. Like in Mario's Missing, the console version, use password in order to resume play. We begin in Bowser's Museum. It's a hub where we obtain artifacts and directly access the game's levels, which I could never figure out how to do, using the Time-ulator. In the Super NES and DOS versions, for each artifact, we're given a year and a place. For example, we learn that an apple originated from 1687 Cambridge. That's where the computers were made. Huh, now we know. We have to surf through an ocean. Collecting mushrooms. Collecting enough will transport you to the period and location, but I couldn't get that to work either. Since its release, it's received mixed reviews, an aggregate of 60.25. Like we said, GamePro praised its dialogues with historical figures. Wish we could have seen it, commenting that the scenarios make flesh and blood. Human beings that are people are usually just static pictures in textbooks. They criticize that the Time-ulator controls are too confusing, especially for the game's targeted age group, like me, 35 years old, but nonetheless summarize the game as both enjoyable and educational. Nintendo Power gave it a 2.6 out of 5. EGM gave it a 6.7 out of 10. GameSpy editor Mike Drucker called it half-assed. Brian Altano and Brian Miggles named its ending as one of the worst ever because Bowser cries. They finished it though, so good on you. Games Radar commented that those who like this game may like Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, which they gave a negative review to. They later suggested it was an unpopular game, coming that 5, maybe 6 people played the NES version. ABC Good Game called it awful and was way too complicated for any school-aged youngster to understand. Nintendo of Canada included a sealed copy of the NES version as part of a charity auction along with several other games. In a book, Video Games, a Guide for Savvy Parents, David Sheff found the educational elements good but criticized the gameplay. Yeah, I could not figure out what the heck I was supposed to be doing, and everything seemed to take a long time to do, so testing things was even a bit of a struggle. Play it if you want, but if you're looking to learn history, do something different.